With the name of Allah, who is the most merciful and most beneficial. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Ahleeen Ali from Department BS Chemistry. Today, the topic of my presentation is Feverfew oil. Now, I am going to tell you about what is Feverfew oil, its components, its other names, its extraction methods, chemistry, applications, benefits, and as well as environmental impacts of Feverfew oil. First, we will discuss a little bit about feverfew oil. Feverfew oil. Its name comes from the Latin word febrifugia, meaning fever reducer. Traditionally, feverfew was used to treat fevers and other inflammatory conditions. In fact, some people call it in medieval aspirin. Feverfew contain a variety of active compounds such as flavonoids and volatile oils. Other names of feverfew oil: Tenacitum parthenium. Alternative names: Chrysanthemum parthenium and Perithrum parthenium is a flowering plant originating from Europe that is now found in many regions of the world. Components of feverfew oil. The major components: camphor, which is found 69.7 to 94.0%, campheine 1.7 to 12.2%, and last is boronyl acetate 4.2 to 8.7%. This volatile oil has an antioxidant activity with values of 4.82 and 0.96 mg per mole, respectively. Now, moving on to the extraction of feverfew oil. In present work, the extraction of feverfew oil from feverfew flower heads was performed using supercritical carbon dioxide at temperature and pressure from 200 to 800 bar and temperature of 40 to 60 and 80 Celsius. For comparison, the conventional extraction with organic solvent have been performed. Dry feverfew flowers head were used as a starting material. Supercritical fluid extraction (SFC) was performed using a semi-continuous flow apparatus in a laboratory and pilot scale. The influence of process parameters on the total yield and amount of parthenolide isolated was investigated. Dynamic behavior of the extraction runs followed by single step separation was analyzed by a mathematical model for initial constant rate extraction period and the subsequent time dependent diffusion controlling mass transfer rate period. In order to concentrate the obtained exact extract in parthenolide, a two-step separation was employed. The influence of process parameters on the total yield and amount of parthenolide isolated was investigated. Dynamic behavior of the extraction runs followed by single step separation was analyzed by a mathematical model for initial constant rate extraction period and the subconstituent time dependent diffusion controlling mass transfer rate period. In order to concentrate the obtained extract in parthenolide, a two-step separation was employed yet. Now we will discuss about the chemistry of feverfew oil. The chemistry of feverfew oil is well defined. The most important biological active principles are sesquiterpene lactones, principally parthenolide. Parthenolide is found in the superficial leaf glands from 0.2 to 0.5%, but not in the stems, and comprises up to 85% to the total sesquiterpene content 12, 17, or 18. Factors such as geographical location of seed origin, stage of plant growth at harvest, plant parachutes, and duration and condition of storage cell can all affect the parentholide contact. A study revealed that degradation of parthenolide in a feverfew solution follows a first order reaction. It was also discovered that parathenolide was stable when the environmental pH was between 5 to 7, but it is unstable at a pH of 3 or less. Here are some benefits of feverfew oil. Feverfew may offer several other potential health benefits. It's associated with providing pain relief, elevating mood, improving rosacea, anti-cancer effects. Here are some uses of feverfew oil. Use: feverfew is primarily known for use in prophylactic treatment of migraine, headaches, and associated nausea and vomiting. However, evidence to support this use is inconclusive. Feverfew has numerous other pharmacological actions including inhibition of synthesis, blockage of platelet granule secretion, effects on mouth muscle, anti-tumor activity, inhibition of serotonin release, inhibition of histamine release, and mast cell inhibition. But information from clinical trials is limited. Anti-cancer activity, mechanism of action are poorly understood but may include cytotoxic action associated with interruption of DNA replication by the highly reactive lactone ring, epoxide and methylene groups of pyrathinolide through inhibition of thymidine incorporation into DNA or to oxidative stress, intracellular thiol depletion, endoplasmic reticulum stress, caspase activation and mitochondrial dysfunction. Anti-inflammatory activity. A proposed mechanism of action involves parthenolide inhibition of the NF kappa B pathway by blocking I kappa B kinase. An activator of NF kappa B, the IKK beta complex plays an important role in pro inflammatory cytokine medicated signaling. Additionally, a component of essential oil trans triethylene acetate is known as inhibitor of prostaglandin synthesis and may contribute to inflammatory effects, especially when used for the treatment of migraine headache. In vitro and animal data, feverfew appears to be an inhibitor of prostaglandin synthesis. Extracts of the above ground portion of the plant suppress prostaglandin production. Leaf extract inhibit prostaglandin production to a lesser extent. Neither the whole plant nor leaf extracts inhibit. The first step is prostaglandin synthesis. Chloroform leaf extract rich in sesquiterpene lactones inhibit production of inflammatory prostaglandins in rat and human leukocytes. Inhibits was irreversible and the effect was not due to cytotoxicity. Study has shown that lipophilic compounds other than parthenolide may be associated with anti-inflammatory activity, particularly with reducing human neutrophil oxidate burst activity. Migraine, headache, prophylactic treatment. Feverfew action does not appear to be limited to a single mechanism. Plant extracts affect a wide variety of physiological pathways. Some of these mechanisms have been discussed previously, including inhibition of prostaglandin synthesis, decrease of vascular smooth muscle spasm, and blockage of platelet granule secretion. Here are some environmental impacts of feverfew oil. Feverfew is likely safe when taken for a short period of time in appropriate doses. However, certain side effects may occur. These side effects may include minor stomach upset such as nausea, diarrhea, and flatulence, red itchy rash, and mouth ulceration, few chewing few leaves. Patients who stop long-term use of feverfew may also experience muscle stiffness, moderate pain, and anxiety. If you are allergic to ragweed or marigold, you may be sensitive to feverfew. Anyone taking anticoagulant or antiplatelet medicine should consult their doctor before using feverfew oil. Due to the limited research, it's too soon to be recommended feverfew as a treatment for any condition. It's also important to note that self-treating a condition and avoiding or delaying standard care may have serious consequences. If you are considering using feverfew for any health purpose, make sure to consult your physician first. This is all about feverfew oil. I hope you all like it. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.